Dear friends, we are still in the corona crisis period. Hopefully, our government will declare opening of the schools, etc. Soon. Today, the minister said there are consultation going on. They may come out with certain guidelines for opening up our schools, etc. Anyway, now our children are with us at home, and these days are very important and crucial for the children because they are having some classes through online. In many of our schools are conducting, states are conducting. In Kerala, online classes through television, etc. They are doing it for the greater audience. So the schools academic year started in Kerala. So this goes on, and our own schools also we have our online classes going on. Our teachers have jumped into teaching online quite efficiently, successfully, and creatively. So since our children are with us, I think it is time for us to have developing another area, not only the subject which they are teaching in the learning in the school. It's also good that they learn soft skills, because soft skills are very, very important for a successful person. And what are the soft skills? Soft skills can be, you can categorize them as thinking skills. We also have emotional skills, and we also have social skills. Without going to all the details of all these skills, I just bring out for your attention, my dear children, when you are at home these days, spend time in developing these 10 areas which I am going to tell you. The first area I place before you for your consideration is develop listening skill. You must listen to, not simply hearing. There is a huge difference between hearing and listening. Listening means affects you and it transforms you. Changes will take place. So listening, the biggest problem today, I think, in our country, people are not listening properly. You watch the TV, you participate in the debate and discussions, etc. Everything is yelling and shouting and bullying other people. That is not listening. Listening means there may be difference of points of view. Listen to each other and you make your own conclusions. I may have a dissenting opinion about you, about your ideas, but I have a freedom to speak, and you also have a freedom to oppose it, but we can mutually, agreeably disagree. But that will come only when you listen. I may be able to listen to your body language, the way you express, your tone, change of voice, etc., etc. Then we will be able to get in touch with the person and get into the shoes of the person. I think listening is one of the first soft skills when you are at home now, learn. And in our schools also, when you go back to the schools also later on, develop this skill, listening skill, number one. Number two is create a positive attitude and nurture it. Positive attitude, people will see everything optimistically. They will see everything, there is a positive point to learn. And a positive person will see positivity in other persons also. Negative persons will always look at it negatively. Anything happens outside, they will say, oh, a kind of a negative tone. Negative people will not be successful in the longer run. They may succeed for some time. In the longer run, they will be a failure. I think positive thinking has to be nurtured in all of us. And children, this is a very good opportunity for you to nurture positive thinking. Students have to maintain a friendly relationship with one another. When you communicate also, you need to accept the point of view of the other person and have always a positive feedback. Be proactive, do not be reactive. The third point which we can develop these days is the leadership skills. Leadership skills means you are able to get into the shoes of the other person and give them good modeling in your life, by your life. So leadership is very important and significant in our society, in our future of the nation, and therefore it is not simply having so many followers, but the followers who accept your ideas, inspired by you, seeing you, they should say you are a good leader, and I have no hesitation in supporting you, in following you. And great leaders, leadership quality is accepting the other persons. Accept the other person, not bullying, not putting pressure on the people, not simply suppressing the people, not controlling persons. In fact, leadership must be an accompanying leader. Now there are variety of leadership also, and one of them which we think the best in the society is servant leadership. Servant leadership means accepting the other person, his dignity, and respecting that other person, etc. And that leadership quality you must develop now. So make use of the opportunities wherever there is a chance for you to develop this leadership quality. And a leader also should have another quality, which is also the fourth point, which is communication skill. You need to communicate with people. Very many times what is happening in the society, in the families, in the schools, outside, everywhere, is that a lot of misunderstanding happens, a lot of prejudices happen. They say, no, preview perverts the view. If I do not, if suppose I have a prejudice against you, I will not be able to communicate to you. I will not be able to understand you also. And many a times the message which I am communicating to you is not reaching to you. That is why the misunderstanding happens. Whether it is in the country to country, whether it is a Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Parsi, Sikh, all kinds of groups. Why? Because we are not communicating to each other. When we are unable to give my message effectively to you, there is a gap between these two. And that is why there is a lot of misunderstanding emerges, and that misunderstanding can be turn out to be very ugly, and our relationship will be broken. And that's what happening in the collectively also in the society. So be a better communicator, speak well, understand well, articulate well, and communicate the message properly. What you think right, speak out to people. Now very often this communication part is absolutely missing in our the entire system. I think that is what the biggest problem we are faced with, is missing of the point of view of each other. The fifth point I suggested to you to learn is interpersonal relationship. Interpersonal means one another. My relationship with you, whether it is one person or 1,000 persons, interpersonal relationship is so significant for a successful person. And if you have good relationship with one another, if you don't feel yourself as a stranger in the strangers group, that means you are an interpersonal character. And once interpersonal relationship you have, you will be successful, you will be a good leader, people will accept you, your behavior will be in accordance with the situation. And so I urge all of you, my dear students, develop this interpersonal relationship. Interpersonal relationship means not one of dominating, it is an accompany, standing together in a friendly manner. And another area we need to look into is intrapersonal relationship. Intrapersonal relationship is a skill. What is intrapersonal? Looking within and seeing my strength, my weaknesses. What are the drawbacks? What are the limitations? What are my strengths? That if I understand, for that one you need to spend some time in silence. As for that one you have to look within, have an inward journey. They say no, it's easy to travel all over the world, but it is difficult to take a journey within. People of today are afraid of silence. They don't want to be alone, they don't want to be reflecting seriously, Therefore everybody goes for the mobile and all kinds of gadgets which gives them some kind of a solace, and they are in that mad rush for this gadgets, etc. What they are missing is self-reflection, and introspection is missing. There is no intrapersonal skill is developed in the persons, and that is why they are failing. We need to also learn, as I think the next point is decision making. You should be a decision maker. How to make decisions, that's a skill also, you know. Decisions cannot be formed on the basis of people from outside, you know. There is a story of the person, a father and a son was going with a donkey. That story all of us know, because one will say, hey, what kind of a man, he is allowing the son to sit on the donkey. Another person will say, oh, you are allowing you sitting and the child is walking. And finally depending upon the opinions of other people, finally they ended up in nowhere, you know. This is foolishness. Decision making is what you are convinced of, but get opinions from other people, get ideas from other people, but finally you must make a decision based on your conviction. That is called decision making skill. I think that is very important skill we need to develop. Next one is teamwork. See, in this world we cannot work alone. No one can successfully function without the company of other people, without the help of other people. So therefore interdependence is more important. That's called teamwork. As a team you achieve better. Putting together different ideas makes you better. You know, they say, you know, I am independent, I can do, I want to be independent, etc. Independent is absolutely a misconception in my way of thinking. I say interdependence is better than independence, because I need you, you need me. Society needs others, and you know, a tree needs us, and we need the trees. Every animal, every bird, every creature in this world is interlinked. Let's go to the web of life. It's a wonderful concept. Ecological studies makes us much more better. So we need to work as interrelated beings, and therefore teamwork has to be developed, my dear children. And the ninth one, I think the important point for you to think is, in this world, in the current world, you need to develop critical thinking. I think critical thinking is missing today in many of the people, and therefore what happens, they are carried away by people. Election times we have seen all kinds of campaigns and fake news and videos, etc., and people are simply taken away. That is not correct. We need to have critical thinking, must be developed. I learn from you, I hear you, this model, that model, and so many models put together, but then I make my model. That's called critical thinking. Whatever is good I take from you, but I also will see this is it okay for me, not because of you are saying. It must be a conviction of myself. And finally, the last point and the 10th point is, you need to develop problem solving skills. My dear children, my dear teachers, we are living in a very, very complex world. In the complex world, problems will arise. There will be challenges for us to face, but then we need to see how to overcome this situation. No, we sing the song, famous song, we shall overcome, we shall overcome, we shall overcome one day. But in order to overcome that one, we need to develop these problem solving skills. It is a great talent. And if you follow this 10, plus I told you already, thinking skills are there. We also have along with the social skills, we also have emotional skills. How to oneself, how should I make myself effective, efficacious, etc. That's called emotional skills, in control of my emotions. I think, and along with this one, this 10 points which I said, and many other social skills, I think this is a time for us to develop it for the future, and that's called developing what you call soft skills, developing soft skills. My dear children, pay attention to these skills, and you see you will become successful citizens for the future of our nation. Thank you very much, and God bless all of you.